This is part 3 of Depraved by Brian Smith. Oh boy, it's raining again. Yay. Oh boy, I'm exhausted. So we're on to Jessica, and she is in the middle of the woods, and she spots one of those deformed young men hiding out in the woods, eyeballing her. Couldn't have been more than 12 years old, I assume, but he is described of having looks like tumors all over himself. His jaw is protruding and much larger than the rest of his face. One of his eyes is bulging, and it looks like the other eye just didn't exist to begin with. Just no eye. She pauses, she looks at him, and he looks at her, and she looks at him, and he looks at her, and she lunges and sprints at him. He freaks out, and he makes like an animalistic cry and takes off into the woods. He's afraid of her, and she wants answers. She caught up to him. He's freaking out. She tackles him to the ground. He's screaming his head off. God, shh, stop. They're gonna hear us. What am I gonna do? I can't. Rock. Very large rock. That'll make him quiet. Shh, stop making noise. He's still screaming. She picks up a rock and begins to get ready to smash his face in to expire this deformed child. And from behind Jessica, we hear a strange voice. I wouldn't do that. If I were you, I'd put that down. She drops the rock and turns around to see a backwoodsman wearing a John Deere cap. Not deformed like the rest of them, just a normal looking guy holding a rifle. Oh my god, thank god. Somebody normal looking. I've had these weird freaks chasing me. What are they? Weird freaks chasing you, huh? Sounds like the Kinchers. Listen. You don't want to fuck with them, alright? That's the Kincher boy. He's one of them. We all know about the Kinchers. So I listened to everything on Audible, and the lady narrator has all of the voices to be like deep Southern, and I cannot get enough. I love it. Listen, so these are the Kinchers, alright? They run this land, they have their own clan up here. If you come back to my place, they have no business getting in your business. I come back to my place, you can be safe, and just veg there, get some food, whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, that sounds great. And then from right below her, the Kincher boy, who's still laying on the ground, giggles and mutters out, "He's one of us. He's one of us." She panics. She whips around. She looks at the backwoodsman. He quickly raises his gun. She raises hers. And then everyone started blasting. Boom. Backwoodsman killed. Kincher boy stands up, begins taking off in the woods. And boom. Kincher boy down. Jessica killed him and the backwoodsman. She panicked. She took a deep breath. She went over to the backwoodsman's body and began stripping it of all of the weapons and ammo. She got a rifle. She got a Bowie knife. She got ammo, some snacks. And then she set off again. So now we flip to the next character story of Megan. Megan is the second character who's dating Pete, who just got attacked in the gas station by all the backwoodsmen. So once Megan realized, like, hey, yeah, I haven't seen Pete in a while. I'm gonna go see what's up. She gets out of the car and she walks over to the store and realizes, that sign was open before. Why does it say it's closed? And oh no, all the blinds are drawn. This is ruggy. So she tried to open the front door, and then the door won't open. The windows won't open. Oh Lord, something is wrong. Panic. Where's Pete? We gotta go. So she kind of started walking around the back of the building. And then she looked. The back door was open, and there was this mysterious windowless van that was parked in the back with a really grungy, skinny, another one of the yee guys. Scraggly beard, real gaunt. Clearly didn't really look like the larger men inside the store, but he was one of them. He didn't see Megan. He tapped his foot impatiently like he was waiting for something. Megan hid behind the building so he wouldn't see her. And in her horror, she saw these large men dragging an unconscious Pete out the back door and threw him into the van. The skinny impatient guy's just like, God damn, what took you all so long? God, I've been waiting here forever, about frickin' time. One of the scraggly henchmen who tackled Pete, he's just like, sorry, man. Oh, it was crazy in there. You should have seen it. Old Buck just went buck wild. He had to have his fun with the boy first. Ugh, you guys are perverts. That old pervert can't keep it in his pants. God damn. Alright, let's get out of here. Megan, of course, freaked out but made no noise. As soon as she saw the van start to peel out, she took off running and hid into a tree line across the road. As the van took off and drove down the dirt road to the right of her, she realized her mistake in leaving the car in that lot. The passenger door was open, and that scraggly, grumpy guy walked out in front of the building, noticed that the passenger door was open, and started scanning the area to see if there was another person around. He didn't see Megan, though. Good for her. He slammed that door shut. Unfortunately, Pete left the keys in the ignition, so old scraggly guy stole the car and drove off following the van down the road. As the vehicles disappeared down the road, Megan left her hiding spot and just considered her options. She knew she was going to help Pete. She was going to save her boyfriend. She had to do it. That was her duty right now. But what is she going to do? We enter another storyline with Hoke, dirty dude who took advantage of Jessica. This guy woke up in a barn full of pigs. He was delirious. He wasn't sure where he was at. He looked around the barn to see one of the ugly Kincher men there. Hoke tried to communicate with the guy. Hey man, look, listen, I don't know what I did to piss y'all off, but I got a gig tonight downtown. You don't think you could get me right out of here? I'm sure this is all a big misunderstanding. You like money? You like money, son. I can get you money. If you get me out of here, give you whatever you want. Booze. God, you're ugly though. Why do you look like that? Where's your other eye? I don't get it. Can you let me out of here? This is horse shit. The Kincher man just roared back. The guy was mute. Couldn't really communicate. Raised a shotgun to Hoke's face and is just like, "Here's your mouth now, you hear? Alright, ugly. Alright, ugly. Clearly I came off on the wrong foot. I'm sure we can work something out here. You like... What do you like? What? You look like you like, something. Can you get me out of here?" But unfortunately, Hoke's schmoozing and personality just didn't work on the Kincher guy. Out from the shadows of the barn appeared a figure. Another man. They don't speak like we do, you know. Hoke whipped around just like, "Who is that? Who's that? Who's over there?" That's the Kinchers. They're a clan out here. Listen. They don't give a shit. You hear? You can call me Gunther. And we'll go to part 4.